Hey everyone, I have with me Silver State Stacker, a YouTuber and gold and silver stacker. And today we're going to be talking about goldbacks, fractional gold, and probably a lot of other stuff too. Maybe fractional silver. That's an interesting topic. So how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, and I'm super excited to be here and chat with you a little bit, and we can share some knowledge that we have, and hopefully we can help enlighten some people to these goldbacks and smash some of these myths that are out there about them, and open some eyes about them, man. Because I really love them,
Hmm.
and I really think that if people understood more about them and had a little bit more knowledge about them, they would embrace them as well. There's a lot of myths and rumors about there about these things, the premiums, this and that.
Hmm.
And yeah, man, so I'm super excited. Love your channel, by the way. We follow each other over on X. I love the content that you're doing. So I'm just super excited to be here, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on. And for anybody watching, I will put his YouTube and Twitter down in the description and probably up on screen. But yeah, as far as goldbacks, it seems like people that stack gold, I feel like they have one of one of three dispositions on it, or I should say one of four. It's either they really love them, which I think I fall into that category. I really think goldbacks are a cool concept and great, like the hyper fractional silver, or I'm sorry, gold money. And then so there's that. Number two would be people that are stackers that kind of like, nah, don't might have one or two, but they don't really care one way or another, which maybe they might if they understood it better. And then number three would be, yeah, I guess and number three would be the people that like have like an irrational hatred for it. Like some of the people on Reddit on like r/gold that are like they hate Goldbacks, it seems like they actually hate them, which seems a bit bizarre to me. And I guess number four would be people that just don't stack, period. Um, would
Yeah,
you
I
kind
don't
of
get it,
agree with
man.
that? But
Yeah, 100%, man. And I think that's a great start, man. We can dissect those because for one, I don't get why people would hate these. The common things that I hear are, number one is that they're you're paying such a premium for them. It's true that these only have half of the gold value in them.
mm,
So I hear that. I hear a lot of people saying they're just, like a novelty item, which to me, when I hear that, I'm like, you're calling them baseball cards or you're calling them comic books? Like, what are you talking about a novelty, man? I don't get that. So I definitely hear all four of those. Those are spot on. And you know, uh, I'll tell you a lot. So I've been stacking these for a while.
mm,
I've got quite a bit of physical gold backs that I keep, and probably, I probably will, as I go, I'll probably spend some of these, but for the most part, I mean, these are really my collection, and I do collect these kind of, as people would say, as a novelty.
yeah,
Um, but I do have some that I spend. I have a United Precious Metals account. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not, but they're kind of
um,
like a
I've heard,
whole
I've heard,
alternative
I've
banking
heard the
system
name.
out there. Yeah.
Okay. See, and that's the thing too. You're from Nevada. You live in Nevada, which there are Nevada goldbacks. That is one thing that I cannot wait for is for there to be Michigan goldbacks. I've talked to so many people I know because I'm always talking about silver and gold and whatever with people that have a handful of things, but maybe a couple silver coins or gold coin here and there, but they're not really what we would call stackers. Like they just kind of have a little bit. And and a lot of those people, and even people that don't stack at all, when I've told them what goldbacks are and whatever, and it's like, oh, it's in these states, and I list the states, but there's not a Michigan one yet. Almost every single person has said, Oh, if there were Michigan ones, I would definitely buy them or like get those.
Oh,
Uh,
100%. Yes, people are excited about them. And you just heard, I mean, they just released yesterday the two new states. So that's three this year. I mean, states they're coming on board and they're adopting them pretty fast, man. I mean, it's been pretty remarkable. We had six, so now we're going to have eight states.
wait, what are
Eight.
the two new states? I
Well,
is
they just announced that Oklahoma is
okay.
adopting a gold
I
back and
I
then
heard
Arizona.
okay, I heard Oklahoma. I didn't I Arizona, this is the first I'm hearing this live right now.
Yeah,
That
man.
Arizona's gonna have them.
Yeah,
Oh
so we're going to
man.
have, at this point, we're going to have Utah, Nevada, New Hampshire, Wyoming, Florida. Well, we'll have Oklahoma, Arizona,
Mhm.
and I'm missing one. Oh, I'm missing one. Why can't I think
New
of the
Hampshire?
New Hampshire? I think New Hampshire. Yes, if I
Yeah.
didn't say New Hampshire, so there'll be eight now. So that's pretty exciting. And you know they've only been around since the first Utah Goldback came out to market on November 4th, 2019.
Yeah,
So we're
that is not too
talking
long ago at all.
that's really not even 6 years. It's like 5 years and 2 months, you know?
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think once there's more states, and especially because I believe Florida would be the most populous state that has it. And I know, it's a little difficult, more difficult to get like a new state going if it's a more populous state, it requires more capital. But once we have like especially Michigan ones, I definitely need those in my life. But when we have like Michigan ones, Texas ones, New York, California, whatever, like big population states where a lot of people are going to it's going to be more in their face. Eventually, when every state has them, and who knows, we could have a DC one, we could have a Guam one, we could have a Puerto Rico one, every U.S. territory.
Oh,
Uh,
100%.
Once we get that would be genius. But I did want to mention something about Goldbacks as far as um, the a lot of people say like, oh, well, the premium you pay is like, double what you pay would be paying for like a 1 gram bar of gold. Um, but I did a thing and I made a short about this not too long ago where I called a bunch of goldbacks in the Metro Detroit. Did I just say a bunch of goldbacks? I called a bunch of coin shops and metals dealers in the Metro Detroit area and asked them what they were buying goldbacks for. Um, and like the kind of top one was offering 80% over spot. The average was about 70% over. It was actually 69 point something over spot was the average. And then the lowest was still 50% over spot. And a lot of people act like, oh, if you take these just to a coin shop, they're going to give you melt price for them, which in my experience from calling around many different shops is not true. Even the lowest one that's going to give you the worst deal is still going to give you 50% over the melt price. So,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man, and this is just my personal opinion, and this is just how I feel. I'm not buying these from coin shops.
mm,
Reason being is because I personally believe that the coin shops they don't really know what to do with these. The
yeah.
reason being is because these are currency. These are
Hmm.
meant to be spent, transacted for services or goods. The coin shops they're kind of treating them, like a coin like a gold bar or something like that where they have to make some money on it and it doesn't make sense for them to sell these and not make any money on them.
Hmm.
These are meant for currency. I mean, I guess I guess if it's like an old note or something like that, like a silver note or something like that, where you're going to charge more than the face value because it's rare and you can't get them. Whereas a gold back, these things are meant to be spent, and I
Yeah.
don't really see that as a premium I really see it more as a utility value because of what they offer and what you can do with them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't go to a coin shop and buy Goldbacks. I mean, I get them right from, like I said, I get them right from the source. I'm going to,
Mm.
Alpine, which is you're going to pay basically the exchange rate. Actually, if you get them from them, you're paying below the exchange rate.
Oh,
So
really? Do you
yeah, so
now if you buy directly from Alpine, do you get it? You said below the exchange rate. Do you have to buy a certain quantity or a certain like dollar value to get that? Or
nah, you don't. No, no. You
really?
pay
Okay.
whatever you want. Now, if you decide that you want them shipped, they do charge a shipping fee for them, but you're paying, for the shipping. But let's just say, so for instance, right now, I think if I looked at it, the $1, or I say $1, I keep wanting to say dollar, but they're not dollars.
Yeah.
The one gold back is going to be $6.10 today's value.
Okay.
Okay. If you go directly to the source, you're going to get them at the market value, which is roughly about $5, and I think $5.95 today, right?
Okay.
So now if I go and spend this and I use it as currency, we're gonna use it at the exchange rate. And the way that they come up with the exchange rate is kind of an average upon the agreed upon price at which people are willing to transact with.
Mm-hmm.
So think of this. If I'm able to pick this up at a $5.95 price, and
Yeah.
then I'm able to go spend it for $6.10 today, that's like
Yeah.
a built-in discount.
Yeah. That's like a kind of like infinite money glitch type thing if you have enough capital to keep doing it, depending on what you're buying, I guess.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, man, I'm really, really kicking myself for not getting in early because I was skeptical too. I kind of saw them maybe as a novelty. I was listening to everybody else, whether the premiums, this and that. And it took me a little while to understand that you can look at it as a premium, but it can be looked at as a utility value
Hmm.
because not only can you transact with them, which they're meant to be spent.
Yeah.
Um, but if you save them, they're going to appreciate because they're pegged to the price of gold because they actually have gold in them. So
Yeah.
they're going to appreciate with the value of gold right along with gold. But here's the beauty of this is rather than just leaving your gold sitting in the safe and stacking up, you know, you can actually draw a return on these. So it's almost like if you're keeping your fiat dollar in the bank and you put it in the CD and you put it in there for a period of time, it's going to
Mhm.
draw, you're going to draw a return on that CD. Well, it's the same thing with
Yeah,
these.
yeah. The with the Goldback lease, that's something that I didn't know about when I first started getting Goldbacks, and I do want to do that at some point when I have more of them, I guess, or more capital, I suppose. Um, but yeah, I wasn't even aware of stuff like that you can do. And yeah, like with the gold appreciating in value plus the interest rate on it, that sounds like a genius idea. And yeah, that's something I definitely want to do. Now, have you got into doing a gold back lease yet, or are you still kind of thinking about it? Or because I
Well,
have.
no, so it took me a little bit of time. So depending on how much you actually do the lease for now, you can lease as low as 10 gold backs.
Mhm.
Now, at 10 goldbacks, you're not really going to draw a whole lot. So,
Yeah.
first off, you have to give them a 60-day notice to cancel the lease. You can cancel it anytime,
Okay.
but you're going to sign up for a 1-year lease. So they're going to take your goldbacks and they're going to lease them out and they're going to pay
Okay.
you a return off of that. But off of 10 goldbacks, it's only like I think 2%,
I
which is
think it's
still.
yeah, 2% or two, yeah, 2%. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not really that much, but the more you stack up and the more you
Yeah.
lease, you can draw up to a 3.5%. So
Mhm.
I really what I did, man, is I DCA'd into it, and I still just a little bit every month.
Yeah.
I put a little bit in there, and that stack grew and grew and grew, and at that point when I finally got enough where it would make sense to lease them, that's kind of what I did. So I'm in a year lease. I got in
Okay.
right around January, just kind of as an experiment to see what's going to happen.
And
And
do
go
they
ahead.
make that sorry to cut in, but do they make that like relatively easy to do? I mean, can you
Oh,
call
it's so simple.
like can
Yeah.
you like let's say if I wanted to call them and use like a debit card to make a lease, could I do that?
Well, when you
They
say
would hold them, or do I have to mail in the goldbacks I have now or
oh
whatnot?
yeah, so you have to, yeah, you would have to physically send them in. They hold
Okay,
them,
okay. Because I
and
wasn't
it's
sure about that. So,
yeah, it's a Brinks vault that they hold everything in. They
okay.
do regular, I think they do monthly audits on it just to ensure people that it's there, and they have all the data there, but they have to physically hold them. And then when you want to pull out of the lease, again, you got to give them a 60-day notice, but you can either let them store them for you, you can keep them there, or you can receive physical shipment. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I don't know if you know this, but you know how a lot, it depends state to state, I believe, because I have some goldbacks that just say like, oh, this is for exchange in whatever state, but some say, Goldback Inc. or whatnot, will pay whatever in US gold coin. That's what it says on some of them. Are you aware if like they pay what the US gold coin they would pay you out in if you wanted to do that?
Well, so I think if I understand you correctly, so number one, if you bank with them, they have zero buy sell spread. And so
Mhm.
they take them back at whatever the exchange rate
Yeah.
is, the current market value or the spot price of gold. Now, if I had 1,000 gold backs stacked up, I could take 1,000 gold backs and literally just trade them for 1 ounce coin.
Okay.
Literally, just like that.
Now,
A one
would
ounce gold
they
coin. Now,
now if you had a smaller amount, would they do it for like a half ounce coin? Or does it
so
have to be
they
like 1 ounce denomination?
Yeah, they don't personally do any fractional, so everything is
Okay,
one
okay.
ounce. You could trade it for silver. You could get 1 ounce silver coins if you wanted to
Oh,
do that.
that makes sense
Um,
then. Okay.
yeah. Now here's a beautiful thing, okay? And this is what just blew my mind. Okay, so I'm here in Nevada, and of
Mhm.
course these are accepted as legal currency here in Nevada. The state has adopted them, but not every business wants to accept them. A
Yeah.
lot of your smaller businesses will accept them, but your big chain stores, like it's funny because Walmart sells them on their website, but you can't go to Walmart and transact with them.
Mhm.
But here's the
Mhm.
kicker, man. I can spend these anywhere and nobody knows because I have a TrueLink debit card. How
Okay.
about that? I can
So
spend goldbacks just like I can spend fiat dollar at any business anywhere in the country with a TrueLink debit card.
so basically that your goldbacks are in a vault or somewhere like that linked to a debit card where you can spend the goldbacks like that at the exchange
100%.
rate.
100%. So
That
I'm
is
saving.
crazy.
I
That
know, man.
I
It blows
li
your mind.
Holy, yeah, that I did not know that. It's called, I'm literally writing that down right now. It's called TrueLink.
Yep, it's their TrueLink debit card is what it is. Yep. And so literally you're saving instead of saving your money in the bank with fiat dollar, you're
Hmm.
saving your money in gold, right? And then you're literally able to load up a debit card and then go spend that debit card and you're spending gold backs and nobody even realizes what you're doing. You can be so nonchalant about it. Now
Yeah.
you can also there are businesses that will accept goldbacks, but
Hmm.
it's slowly being adopted, right? It's
Yeah.
slowly being adopted. There's
And
people here in Nevada that don't even know what these are.
yeah, and well, I'm sure as more states adopt them, slowly more people will realize, especially with that TrueLink stuff. Once business owners kind of realize that's a thing, and that as they become more popular, which I definitely see them becoming more popular. I know a lot of people in the local area that are gold or silver stackers that weren't too into goldbacks that really just in the past maybe 6 to 8 months have gotten a decent amount of them. So I think it is spreading, and that's in a state in Michigan where we don't even have our own goldbacks.
Yeah, and you guys can accept them. I mean, just because it says Nevada on there,
Yeah,
these over here say Florida. I mean, this is gold, so it doesn't matter. I mean, we can
yeah.
do transactions in Florida Goldbacks, so it doesn't even matter. In states like Michigan or some of the states that haven't adopted yet, the businesses can still accept them. They can still take them and they can still exchange with them. Doesn't matter what the state says.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I think and as far as like, the physical goldbacks, one criticism that I do hear of it is like, oh, well, if you were gonna buy something, and this is just person to person, not to a business. I mean, maybe a really small business, but more like a person to person thing, like oh, I'm gonna pay for lunch. Can you pay me half of it or stuff like that? I've done that with like coworkers and people I know, just little things with goldbacks, and it's always at the exchange rate. Like
Hmm.
nobody ever has an issue where they're like, well, the actual weight of this is only that. Like it's so it doesn't seem like in real life there's any issue with people just accepting the exchange rate.
Oh,
So
your average person loves gold, man. I mean, it's gold.
yeah.
Everybody who sees these, I mean, they're shiny, they're beautiful, and you know that these are perfectly fungible. So I can take, five $1 and exchange them for a $5. So they're perfectly denominated.
Mhm.
And now with the Florida, the half gold back, I
Yeah,
mean, bro, go buy a sandwich with a half gold back. That's $3 right there, $3.05 right now.
yeah.
I understand that, you could take a silver coin, but a lot of people do not know what this is. This is just a regular, fractional silver piece,
And that's
one tenth ounce.
and that's also those constitutional silver, that's also marked like that dime is marked 10 cents in US dollars as well.
Right. So people might think, hey, it's only 10 cents. They don't realize that there's actual silver content in there and it's worth more because of the
Mhm.
silver content. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas goldbacks are completely like separated from the dollar. It's one goldback or whatever. I do have a question, and well, two questions. We'll do the first one and then the second one that I want to ask you. The first one is, do you think with gold continuing to appreciate in value, and I mean, none of this is financial advice or whatever. If I could predict the future, I'd be the richest man on earth or be
Mhm.
assassinated. But um, do you think that they're going to like if gold keeps climbing and climbing, which I think it's going to, that they're going to, or at least some states are going to come out with a quarter gold back?
You know what? I have thought the same exact thing, and I think they will. I mean, if gold continues to rise in price, they're going to have something that will be, even more fractional than the half. I think that's why they came out with the Florida. So it'll be exciting to see what they come out with Oklahoma and Arizona because maybe they will come out with a quarter and a tenth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very possible. Very smart. It's a great idea.
Yeah. And then I guess the second thing I wanted to ask you, you might have a little bit of bias living in Nevada where you know, you have your own state's goldbacks, but I was curious what your favorite, like your top two or three favorite states are for the designs, or maybe specific goldback notes. Like what are
Well,
your favorite designs?
I gotta say, I think that they just keep getting better and better and better. I mean, as far as designs go, I think the Florida is top dog. I don't have one yet, but man, that Florida 100 Goldback is just beautiful with the
Mm,
I don't know if she's a princess or what she is, but she's a pirate. I don't know, but she's got the ship behind her, and it looks like she's
yeah.
going through a hurricane. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I think the Florida is my top favorite. Down from that, I mean, I guess I just have to go with Nevada. I think South Dakota has some pretty cool looking ones. I mean,
Oh
they're
yeah.
pretty fantastic. So I like them all, man, but I think Florida definitely takes the top. Also, guys, with the I say guys, but everyone, the Florida also has additional security features. So every time they come out with the new Goldback, they add layers of security features. So this one you can actually take I mean, everything that's already on here, you can actually take a black light and shine a black light on it, and it has
Oh.
hidden I don't know what you call them, but it has little hidden circles that are in here. So I mean, they just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, especially with the US dollar continuing to inflate and inflate away. Now, as far as my favorites, I guess. I mean, hopefully when Michigan adopts Goldbacks, we'll get some amazing designs. I already have some ideas for designs. Like I made a thing, I think it's on my Instagram or something, or I know I posted it on Twitter, but it's probably where it's like a Michigan 2 Goldback where it's like lady working at the Detroit tank arsenal during World War II. Like,
Oh
I don't know.
wow,
I
yes.
I have like a bunch of designs in my head already, but hopefully we got some good ones, but or we'll get some good ones, I should say. But I think, yeah, I agree. Florida's designs are amazing. And then South Dakota and Wyoming, I like a lot.
Yeah, Wyoming.
Most of the ones that I have are Florida, South Dakota, and Wyoming. I don't have much, but that's going to be like my next couple Goldbacks are going to be some Wyoming ones, especially the Wyoming 10 and or maybe it's the South Dakota 10, the one with the pronghorn antelope on it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's
I don't
one.
have any.
Yeah,
I
anyway.
don't have any of those. I really just got a whole bunch of Nevadas. I've got one of my buddies out here, Liberty Bleeds. So one of the cool things about being here and that we have it is we actually have Goldback ATMs. So a
Mhm.
lot of the businesses here, they have Goldback ATMs. I can literally go into the store, put in fiat money, and get out Goldbacks. Well, being in Nevada, they're generally going to spit out. Oh, I do have some Utah here. I do have a couple of Utah. Um, they're going to spit out Nevada, but when they run out, I noticed that they fill them up with Utah Goldbacks. So I was
Okay.
supposed to be doing an exchange with one of my buddies, LBS, who got a whole bunch of these Utah. So it turns out I do have some Utah. I didn't even realize what I had.
Okay.
But yeah, super cool, man. It's just so brilliant what they got going on.
Yeah, that's all really amazing. I did want to kind of touch on the topic of fractional gold in general, aside from goldbacks, because I know a lot of people like with gold, surpassing 3,000 per ounce recently, and going above that and staying above that, and it will probably continue to rise. Um, a lot of people have kind of been more hyped about gold, and some people have got gold backs, but some people are looking at people that are mostly silver stackers that are trying to get into gold a little bit, are kind of that I know are asking me, or in general are looking at, well, I want to get some gold, but I look at, a 1 gram gold bar and the premium's crazy. So, where's that right spot where I can kind of afford it, but also, have like a bullion bar. So I guess do you have like, I guess on the smaller side of fractional gold as far as bullion goes? Or what's your opinion on that?
Well, so I did. We kind of spoke a little bit before, and I kind of shared my experience. So I was buying a whole bunch of the gram bars going back to 2009. They
Yeah.
were under $100, man. I mean, it was.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I think I was paying like 100, like right around $100 if I remember correctly, getting them shipped. And I had quite a few of them. I was stacking them up. Really, at that point, I was more of a gold stacker than I was a silver stacker, and I didn't really have too much silver at all.
Okay.
And I really saw that as the store of value. And going through COVID, life got tough, and I had to make adjustments. So I ended up having to sell pretty actually all of my gold. I took it all, and I had to sell it all off just to make it through COVID because my work dried up, and I didn't have any other employment until unemployment started kicking in. So that's when I kind of got back up on my feet. Everything was okay. When I started getting back into it, I was looking for a way to get back into precious metals. And
Mhm.
so I saw these Goldback things, and I just thought, hey, this is a cheaper alternative.
Yeah.
Uh, and I want to let you know, man. I mean, if you run the numbers, aside from everything that we've talked about, just the appreciation value, that gold coin or that gold bar that you got, if you spent the same amount of money on Goldbacks in 2019, the Goldbacks have gone up. They've appreciated 141%. Do you know how
Mhm.
much that gold bar, that gold coin has gone up since the same time?
Well,
99%.
yeah. Okay.
99%.
And
You
that's with
know?
the exchange rate
Yeah,
price for the Goldbacks. Okay.
that's right.
Yeah, with that TrueLink debit card thing you were talking about, that really changes the kind of game for that as far as just spending, like paying your bills or whatever. That's something I definitely need to look into. I mean, for me, when it comes to fractional gold, because I certainly am not wealthy enough, especially now. At one point, I probably was when gold was much cheaper and I was making a bit more money. But like, I can't go buy a 1 ounce gold coin right now. I would have to trade in a bunch of silver or something for it, which I
That's a
would.
mortgage payment right now. I mean, at the
Oh,
price of
yeah,
gold, that's a
yeah.
mortgage payment.
So, I mean, for me, when I look at it, I mean, I think, 5 gram gold bars, the premium is low enough where it's like, okay, even 2.5 gram, it's like, as a long-term thing, it's like, okay. But when it gets to the 1 gram stuff, it's really like that premium's so high for unless you're literally holding that, unless you're 20 years old or, well, I guess you could be like 30 years old. Like, unless you're holding that for your retirement, like you should probably go with something bigger. That's kind of my opinion
I
on
think most
that.
people are talking, most everything that I hear is, the quarters or, even now with so expensive, the 1/10 ounce is,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Because I have some 1/10 ounce coins, and back in the day when I first started stacking gold, which would be in like, I don't know, 2016, 2017, when the price was much lower, I did get some 1 gram gold bars, which I had to sell some of them, and some of them are literally buried in the middle of the forest, up by some family property.
Hopefully you didn't
So,
forget where it's at.
oh no, I have a very good system, and trust me, it's so easy to find, but if you don't know what I know, you would never find it. Um,
That's
but
the safest way to do it, man, is put it in the earth. I mean, if it's buried in your backyard somewhere, nobody knows about it. I mean, you keep it in the house, and you always run the risk. And who really gets insurance to cover all this stuff? I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. I mean,
That's
yeah.
what
I mean, once you start splitting, or once you start getting enough of like gold or and silver and even platinum, I have platinum as well. Once you get enough of it, it's like I should not be keeping this all in one place. It kind of gets to that point. But yeah, I would say I don't know. Would you agree with me that kind of at least for bars that like 5 gram is because it seems like after 5 gram, as you go up in weight, the percentage premium difference really doesn't change that much if you're keeping it for something for the long term, you know?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, the smaller they have to divide this stuff down, the more expensive it is, yeah, 100%. You should always get as much as you can afford. That's
Yeah,
kind of my policy. If you can afford, a quarter ounce, that's what you should be getting. If you can only afford a 1/10 ounce, that's what you should be getting. If you're
yeah.
down to a 5 gram, that's what you should be getting. But the most important thing is that you're getting something.
I think that is you put it perfectly. Like having really any, because especially, it is unless some emergency happens, some which, life happens, but and I've had to do that before, back in the day, getting laid off and having to liquidate some of my stack, which sucked, but
It hurts.
yeah, it really does, but I mean, you want to hold on to it, which definitely helps with savings, and then it appreciates in value for, retirement or whatever, or to pass on to your family or whatnot. Um, but yeah, I think, yeah, just moving your money out of our like corrupt, like fiat system, like the dollar that is very I don't trust it. I don't think it's very good. Even being the world reserve currency, it's like, yeah, this is really shaky. I mean, I have to, I guess, like, pay for my insurance and stuff with this, but aside from that, it's like I think it's more important to put most of my capital
Well,
into
listen,
precious
since
metals, like real money.
before COVID, prior to COVID, and I just found these numbers running the numbers against gold and Goldback, but prior to COVID to today,
Hmm.
the fiat dollar has gone down in value, purchase power, 22%. 22%. I mean, just let that sink in. They printed so much money. I mean, you were talking to me earlier, about the amount of money that's been printed just through COVID, the big spike. I mean, that's
Hmm.
devalued our purchase power by 22%. And then you tack on that inflation. We all know that inflation was, I mean, the numbers for last year was 4%. We all know that inflation was way higher than 4%, you
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah.
So you got the devaluation of the dollar, with inflation. I mean, it just does not make sense to hold dollars at
Yeah,
all.
absolutely. So yeah, I think that would be I mean, I guess not financial advice, but this is what I do and this is what I would do especially if I didn't have any or didn't have very much. Like, yeah, like basically what you can afford. Like, I mean, I can afford, 2.5 gram bars. I want to get a 2.5 gram bar. I'm waiting for my tax returns. When I get that, like, I want to get either a 5 gram bar or quarter ounce coin, or maybe something, I don't know, maybe a bunch of Goldbacks now that I know about this TrueLink card. It's kind of making me want to get kind of making me think about, what I because it's either that or a new rifle with that tax return. But
I'll
anyway,
tell you what,
we
in a
have
in a
go on, sorry.
I was going to say in a true catastrophic event, you definitely want to make sure you got the firearms, because if you don't got the firearm, then your gold's going to get taken from you. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? So you definitely want to have the firearm, but yeah, protection is definitely a must.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that is like something that would be an improvement on what I do have because I got a good handgun like my everyday carry. I got a good shotgun, like not the world's best shotgun, but it does the job, and a rifle that could be better. So that's what I'm thinking is like a better rifle, but
Well, good for you, man.
um
Good for you. Is Michigan? I'm not too familiar, but is Michigan a pretty good? They're pretty constitutional carry state, or
so
how does?
so it's weird. So we don't have constitutional carry, but you can open carry
Hmm.
fine, but if you want a concealed carry, you need a license.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little just stupid, I guess. But
Are they? Is it pretty easy to get a concealed carry up there in Michigan? Or are they pretty hard on it?
oh yeah, it's very easy. It's a shall issue state. So you do the class, you get the license.
Yeah.
It's not like New York or some.
California or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Our gun laws are could be better, but are pretty good. And the I don't know, pretty much everybody I know has a gun. That's kind of the thing. And especially in Detroit, in a lot of areas, a lot of people that are legally not allowed to have guns. Like in certain very high crime areas, people that are felons and whatnot, because gun control doesn't work at all. But I
Right.
guess we're going into a different topic anyway. I just wanted to mention, we've been going for probably like 40 minutes at this point. Uh,
Time
so
flies, man. It
yeah,
flies. Good
yeah,
topics, good discussions.
yeah. I guess like just I do definitely agree though, like, definitely have like and this is I guess a little off topic, but we were talking about it, and it does relate to precious metals. If you have a big stack, I have my stack kind of split up in a couple different places. Some of it is in the earth. And luckily a lot of my family is, I guess, like kind of into prepping and whatnot. Anyway, I'm kind of going off the rails here, but have a security system, have a sentry dog, and have some sort of firearm to protect yourself
I
and
think that's
protect
all
your
part of it,
stack.
man. A lot of people don't they stack all this stuff and they don't realize that, security is a part of it. You
Oh
got to be
yeah,
secure, you got to have a safe, you got to be able to store this stuff safely, because you never know, life happens, and you just want to make sure that your stuff and your hard-earned money, because this is real money here,
yeah,
is protected. You got to protect it.
yeah.
And I
I
would I
mean,
would add one more thing is that I don't share this stuff. I don't talk about it with my friends. I don't talk
mm,
about it with my family. It's security is a big issue. You have to, this is your stuff. This is your wealth. And if you're keeping it at home, you got to be safe.
yeah. Yeah, and I guess I would say for most people that's true. I do run a small silver pouring business, so there is that, and I'm trying to find customers, so obviously they know I have silver at least. And I do kind of evangelize for it, but and I have converted converted quote unquote like a decent amount of people that didn't stack at all before into now being silver stackers or gold stackers or both. I still yet well, actually one person I've converted to getting some platinum, but they also stack silver and gold. Um,
Awesome.
but I do talk about it, but that's one of the things that I think of is like I do have a sentry dog, I do have a security system, I do have many firearms, I do have my stuff split up. So if for some reason it does get burgled, they're not getting my whole stack, and realistically somebody's always home here, and like you come in here, you're gonna probably get shot if you have bad intentions. So I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. But yeah, I definitely agree because I know we're going a little long for this format, but I think it is important because a lot of people do view precious metals as like almost like a purely financial thing, but they miss or I mean, some people I'm sure think about it, but at least a lot of the conversation around it, it's like it is a physical thing that you need to protect.
Got to play chess. You gotta be thinking ahead.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely. So anyway, anything else, I guess, before we wrap up that you'd like to add?
Man, no, just check out GG Bullion. I love the poor videos you got going out, man. Just absolutely fantastic. You guys check out my channel, YouTube, Silver State Stacker. Always there to got a email address in there. You guys can shoot over questions if you have any questions. But that was a great conversation, man. It flew by so fast, and yeah, I
Yeah.
had fun.
Yep. And I will put everybody watching, I will put his YouTube channel link in the description of this video and also his Twitter. So go check him out. And yeah, it does fly by fast. Like compared to the podcast I do, that's like, sometimes it's like 2 hours long trying to do the shorter form stuff, but people seem to like it. So hopefully they'll like this one, unless they're that type of person that just hates Goldbacks. But maybe somebody that isn't sure about Goldbacks heard this and maybe has a different perspective now. So
Go do your homework, research them, y'all. They're the future, I think.
yeah, yeah, I definitely think they're going to get way more popular and they are real money, unlike fiat. So. Uh, but yeah, great conversation. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me, man. Like I said, it was a blast.
All right, everybody, check him out. Check out my videos as well. And everybody have a good one. Peace.